Hey, hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. I am back with more of the Detective Grimoire. Hey, lady. Boggy costume.
I found these designs for a boggy costume. Do you know anything about them?
You're asking me because you can tell I'm experienced with needlecraft and sew my own clothes?
No, but that's a good reason. Let's go with that.
Well, these designs look like they should have stayed where they were.
In the trash?
Trash.
On paper.
Oh, how come?
Whoever drew them didn't really know what they were doing.
You would have done it differently?
Of course. I am a seamstress. There was a time when I considered sewing my craft, my livelihood.
Really?
When Richard Remington arrived in the swamp years ago, I offered him some of my handmade fabric as a peace offering. I don't think he cared much for it. Most likely he threw it away. A pointless gift from some strange woman. If you bring me something with liquid on it, I might...
Damn. Never mind. But the lockpick and
Let's
the
see.
fireplace poker
First thing, then tap.
are all covered in the same green slime and the costume.
And now,
Although
we
it's
just
hardly
have...
surprising given the swamp is full of green.
Got it! Now I know what... I'll write it down.
Got my notes.
What's going on? That was definitely...
Same as the other tests.
Let's see.
see.
First, then tap.
Good lord. When we do this all over and over again,
And now-
the same result every time. Why? Why do you do this to me?
Got it!
Got it.
Now I know what that liquid... I'll write it
Gentlemen,
down.
that was
Swamp slime.
It's all-
It's the exact same liquid. There's something about that green slime.
Okay. The fireplace poker found in the and the black leggings are covered in swamp slime.
The fireplace poker,
Are they covered
found
in
at the
swamp
crime scene, and
soda?
the black leggings are covered in the same swamp slime. Sally's leggings. They link her with the crime scene. I'll have to ask her about it.
I have unlocked a challenge! Okay, heck yeah. I'm actually making progress here. Gift shop. Challenge.
The black leggings you found in your bag this morning. They're covered in the same slime that was on the murder weapon.
Everything in this swamp is covered in slime. What's your angle, Grimoire?
Your black leggings were part of the murderous costume.
Costume? Is that why someone took them out of my bag last night?
Well, you know, I don't have proof someone else took them.
If I had been wearing them when I committed a crime, do you think I would hand them over to a detective the second he shows up? Besides, look at them. What do you notice?
They're loose and stretched.
That's right, someone else. Someone larger than me has worn these. They're stretched out, especially at the waist. It's pretty
So it's one of those
obvious.
centipede people.
So, let's see. Somebody stole them to use in their boggy costume, and then put them back in your bag when they were done?
If you say so. It's not my job to know all the details. It's my job to sell souvenirs. Do you want a souvenir?
Oh, my, yes, but only if you choose one for me.
You look like you could use something to wind up. You can take this one.
Alright. How long do I have to keep winding it? There we go. I had so many cheap little crappy toys like that when I was little. Boggy's feet are hidden in a bucket of water, as traditional. Boggy
I
costume.
have a theory that the murderer was wearing a costume. A homemade outfit designed to look like the swamp creature.
I've never seen anything so ridiculous. You've never seen me in that.
I know it's not exactly the latest fashion, but...
No, you'd never see me in that. It would cover me up entirely.
That's the point of a disguise?
Look, detective. When you have legs like mine, you don't want to be wearing disguises.
Is that why you always wear those black leggings?
You've only just met me and you're making assumptions about what I
Well, you're wearing
always
black
wear.
leggings now.
And making assumptions is the fun part of being a detective.
Well, you're right. I always wear these.
So what can you tell me about your relationship with Richard Remington?
I didn't have one. I think I spoke to him twice, ever. He usually seemed really busy, but more like preoccupied.
Preoccupied? Like he was thinking about something else? Something that
Yes.
wasn't this tourist attraction?
Preoccupied means.
Who can say? What do old men think about?
What? What? Are you implying that I know the answer to that?
Okay, done talking to her. Cool. Okay. Not sure. Boggy.
I think the cartoon character is kind of dumb.
What about the real creature?
I've never met him.
Me neither.
Yeah, I have a pretty good view of him from here. Anyone supporting animal rights is okay in my book. His protests used to have a bit more energy, though. He spends more time inside his tent these days.
What's he doing in there?
I'm happy to say, I don't know.
There might be something I can ask Echo about.
Oh, okay. Echo spends less time holding his protest sign and plans to eat it, and more time in his tent.
Echo spends
There's not
less
much you
time
can do,
holding
Shitty.
the protest sign and more time in his tent. I wonder if Echo can tell me what he's been doing that's more important than his protest.
Okay, cool. Cool. Now I have something. Now I have a direction to go, at least. So why did it say I was done talking to her? Oh, I can't fast travel to people. Okay. But I can fast travel to the protest place. There we go. Challenge.
I heard you've been spending less time protesting recently and more time, in your tent. Normally I wouldn't pry, but it's my job to ask...
Untouched people have even noticed something like that. I usually get the impression everyone else is doing their best to ignore me.
So, you admit it's true?
You can put your notebook away. There isn't really any reason for it. Nothing worth writing down, at least.
Well, if it's not worth writing down, maybe it's worth hearing.
In that case, you'd forget it.
How do you know? Maybe it would echo in my mind.
Look, if you take a guess and get it right, I promise not to deny it.
Let's work out why Echo was hidden away in
Alright.
his tent. Notebook time.
Notebook time. Why is he hidden away in his tent? Scared of ghosts? Is it the weather?
You've been in your tent because it's been raining!
Why not?
Oh, okay. That didn't get me anywhere or anything. I have no idea what I'm doing. Nope. Okay, I'm missing a note here. There's a line. I'm missing something from her, so that's a place to start. Hello. Oh, I didn't ask
You've
about
been
her.
here so long, you must have crossed paths with Remington a few times. What did you think of him?
That man was a threat to the swamp. We'll be better off without him. Hopefully the curtain will fall on his little tourist attraction as well.
Better off? With a killer on the loose now?
There have been murderers loose in the swamp before.
What are you talking about?
In my time here, I've seen the swamp invaded by men. By hunters. Several times. They're relentless.
What were they hunting?
Boggy, dummy.
Wait, what about Boggy? Is that why no one has seen him in 60 years?
They always fell short of their ultimate goal. That just meant they came back again and again, doing more harm each time.
But this area is protected by law, right?
It is now, but some men have no respect for laws, of any kind. They tried to get me to leave my home here. I stood my ground.
Obviously.
Good
But this
for you.
whole area is a tourist attraction now. I doubt Remington would have allowed anyone to march into Boggy's bog with a gun and start hunting down its main attraction. This is a 60-year-old journal. It was on display in a museum.
And she's
I
been
know
here for
what it
60
is.
years.
I thought you might. I'm supposed to look to the past, right?
Lady was living in the swamp when... the swamp creature was discovered.
Lady Weybridge was living in the swamp when the swamp creature was discovered by the explorers 60 years ago. Yeah, Lady Weybridge. She was living here when Boggy was first discovered by the explorer.
Point.
I've been looking into the history of this place.
Oh, really? Did you find anything?
Yeah. You.
You must be confused. You found me today, when you barged into my house. Remember?
You were living in the swamp 60 years ago, yeah.
You were already living in the swamp when the explorer came here 60 years ago.
The explorer? That man they talk about in the museum?
The one who originally discovered Boggy. You know who I'm talking about. His sketches and notes are the only real evidence we have for this creature.
You already have his journal. You learned to read, I assume. What else do you need?
There's a page missing from the journal. I think you know where it is.
Why on earth would I know something like that?
Because you were the only person here when the explorer visited the swamp. I have a suspicion that the swamp creature wasn't the only thing he discovered.
You're suggesting he gave me a page from the back of his journal? Or what, that I stole it?
Huh. You stole it before he left the swamp. I have no idea if I could see it.
I really have no idea. If I could see it, I might be able to make up my mind.
It doesn't belong in a museum. It belongs here, with me. You understand?
What if I promise I'll return it after I finish clearing up this mess?
Then I'll show it to you.
Aha.
Is this you? He drew you into his journal? It's beautiful.
60 years ago, yes. He left the page with me. We agreed the rest of the world would manage without it.
I think there's something on the back.
Something on the back. Footprints.
What's this?
Drawings of Buggy's
Footprints.
feet. Okay. We got the missing journal page.
Is that the missing page of the journal?
I think so.
It's an important artifact. It belongs in a museum.
Yeah, you're not wearing the right hat to be saying that.
Next time, only show... This person is of no interest...
I'm just guessing now.
If I cared...
Yeah, that's dumb. Okay, when in doubt, just go
I
talk
found
to
these
ev- Yeah, no, thank you. No, I meant to click off there. Alright. Here we go.
Oh?
Ask everybody about everything.
I found these designs for a costume, a boggy costume.
Aha, the legendary swamp creature.
Yeah, that's the one.
But these are just a child's drawings, are they not?
You think?
Perhaps. It's difficult to tell.
You saw Remington last night, but had you met him before? Did you know him?
I've never really spoken with him, but we've come into contact a few times. Vincent likes to handle that kind of work, and I like to let him.
What do you think of this place? The tourist attraction, I mean.
I can't say I like the idea of a natural area like this becoming commercialized.
I know!
Nobody
I just can't understand why anyone would even try.
I think Mr. Remington had his reasons. He looked like a man with a couple of secrets.
Like what?
I have no idea. If I knew, they wouldn't be secrets.
Well, if only you knew, then they could still be secret-ish. Boggy costume.
What can you tell me about these designs for a boggy costume?
Nothing whatsoever.
You're sure you didn't see anything like this while you were filming yesterday? Wait, hold on a minute. What if you...
Don't you dare ask.
This costume isn't your doing, is it? Made for your movie, I mean?
My friend, there will be no costumed idiots within the viewfinder of my camera. I can assure you that.
What about your boggy movie? Isn't that gonna be, like, a guy in a costume, or a puppet, or one of those weird robot things?
Technology has been
Yeah, we don't need more
kind
killer
to people like
animatronics.
me. We no longer have any need for such tomfoolery. I can create a perfectly believable swamp creature within the confines of a computer. Much cheaper, too.
Huh.
No, I would say a cheap, crappy costume would be way less expensive than CGI.
I suppose you've met with our murder victim, Richard Remington.
Yes, I've been in and out of this place for a while now. Naturally, I've crossed paths with Remington a number of times. Good value, that one. A real raconteur, you know.
You liked him? So far, I'm getting the impression he wasn't the most popular guy around here.
Well, that much is clear, isn't it? The man obviously slipped up somewhere, made an enemy or two, and bam, that's that. You just can't be too careful, can you?
Yeah, I think he did have an enemy or two. Or three. But you liked him.
I respected him. Good head on his shoulders. Good business sense, that man. He understood how to make things work for him.
Someone made a costume to look like the creature. They must have known it would get a reaction for sure. But I wonder if they planned things to go this far.
When you're finished theorizing, I was going to show you these sketches I found in a trash can right next to your cafe.
It does seem like someone was designing a costume. A disguise, perhaps.
I don't know.
Try to think why somebody would do such a thing.
I don't know.
Kind of grasping
What
at
could they
straws,
achieve
you're
with it?
talking
I don't know.
Not yet.
You said you knew Remington?
He and I knew each other for a long
Yeah,
time.
you said- yeah,
I came to
exactly, that's
work
what he
at his tourist attraction in the early days, when he needed help.
Well, what kept you here?
I know most people wouldn't want to work in a place like this. I actually like it here. So I was happy to oblige.
Excuse me.
You might like it, but I still don't see why anyone would build a tourist attraction here.
Mr. Remington has his reasons. He probably had several. I don't presume to know what they all were. Even though we were friends, he had some secrets, some hobbies, that I was happy to let him keep secret.
Secrets? Hobbies? A secret hobby?
He was a man with a dream. I can tell you that much.
Excuse me.
I think it's time I went to talk to Officer
okay.
James.
So it was just talk to everybody. Okay, that's awesome.
You finally returned. Well, did you find the swamp creature? Where is he?
Didn't
I didn't find him.
What? You're not getting paid to wander about aimlessly, Grimoire. Get back out there.
I don't
I
need
don't
to.
need to.
Final chapter.
Why not? I thought he was our prime suspect.
Not anymore.
Didn't you find photographic evidence of Buggy from last night? Let me see that photo. If that's not Buggy, what is it?
I found designs for the costume in a trash can. Not only that, I collected all the pieces of the costume myself. Well,
except the chest.
nearly
Yeah.
all of them. There's still the one
But
that...
the footprints at the scene of the crime! How can you prove these don't belong to a real creature? What's this? I thought there were no records of a footprint anywhere.
No public records. The footprints at the crime scene don't match the ones on this page. They were just a product of these flippers. A part of the costume.
But Grimoire, this costume, it doesn't have claws of any kind. How do you explain the 3 wounds on the victim's chest?
Fireplace poker.
The prongs match up with the wounds perfectly. The handle's even covered in slime, see?
Ah, but this swamp slime was one of the reasons Buggy became a suspect in the first place. Surely this only incriminates the creature further.
You'd think so, wouldn't you? But that slime, it's not exactly what you think. This stuff is an uncanny resemblance to the so-called swamp slime. A bunch of it was stolen from the storeroom of the cafe, which reminds me.
What is that exactly?
A poisoned
hot
hot dog. It's the second reason that the murderer broke into the storeroom. He put this green powder on the entire supply, just to make sure.
To make sure of what?
Make sure Remington got ill.
To make sure Remington got ill and had to return to his office.
Remington went back to his office? Alone?
Yeah, dummy, he was found dead outside the office.
I've been looking through your evidence, Grimoire. One piece in particular seems critical to me. I think we need to work
The
out.
video footage? Vincent Vanderpeer filmed it last night, at the exact moment of the murder, I believe.
Well, exactly. I think we can both agree these sounds in the background. They're essential in our mystery. Could you talk me through them? Just
Sure.
rearrange the descriptions, drag them around, and keep swapping until you're happy with the order. And if you want to hear the sounds again, you can tap.
No problem. I can always check my case file if I want to go over my notes.
Yeah. Alright. Let's see. Creaking. As he opens the office door. With a blast, he fires his shotgun. Outcry, he falls backwards. He rips the curtain as he falls. No, that's right. He fires his hunting rifle. He lands on the planks.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
Ah, excellent. There's just 2 small details bothering me. First
Who
of
did it?
all, if Remington ripped off a piece of his curtains, why wasn't it found at the crime scene? What happened to it?
He stuffed it into the headpiece.
Why wasn't it found at the crime scene? What happened to it?
Oh.
Turns out the
Okay.
murderer took that piece of fabric and concealed it inside the head of the costume. Then he fled the crime scene to hide all the parts in different areas of the swamp.
Ah, well, that's my problem. If Remington fired his rifle, how did the assailant survive and manage to escape? Did Remington miss his target?
At point blank? A man of his experience? I don't think so. In fact, the answer to that question is the very last link in our chain. The one thing that has eluded me so far. I'll drag the clue items from the left onto my drawing here, and we'll see what happens when we compare with the original design.
Wow, they're not trying to challenge me with the puzzle over here. Pants. Hello, I'm
Wait,
the murderer.
you never found the body piece, the torso.
Wait a minute, the big guy, the protester, always wearing a poncho.
You're right,
bulletproof vest.
and I never would have found it.
Never would have found it.
Not lying around. Not like...
But what does this have to do with the murderer surviving the rifle shot?
This torso is probably made up of some thick material, something covering the culprit's entire upper body. I believe it may have even been enough to
Soften the impact from a bullet! Aha!
Exactly.
Well, let's put your theory to the test.
Yeah, but this was a
Where
shot-
is that last piece of the costume? But how? We looked everywhere. Not a single clue.
He's wearing
Simple. He's still wearing it.
I don't know what you want with me. Sounds like you two were smart enough to uncover the real criminal in this swamp, and lucky enough to have somebody else deal with him for you. You worked it out. He had his rifle on him. He got half a glance at me and pulled the trigger without hesitation.
But why would he do that? You were dressed as Buggy. He shouldn't be pointing his gun at a unique scientific specimen, not to mention his main
it.
attraction.
Yeah, well, angry and got him quartered
You're
in his
right.
office, yes.
It doesn't make
It
sense.
doesn't make sense, does it? Not unless you're in on the secret.
Alright. The hunting photo leads me to believe that Richard Remington... What am I doing wrong? There we go. Jeebus. Was here to hunt Boggy.
The hunting photo leads me to believe Richard Remington was here to hunt Boggy.
Here we go. Last chapter.
A secret society, an order of hunters, seeking out mysterious and elusive creatures.
The order goes further than this one man, and much further than this one swamp.
The whole thing is kind of distressing. I knew something was wrong as soon as I stepped into that office.
I'm glad you've finally come around. It's not just
But what about Remington? He was a member of this order?
He made Boggy his own personal project, his own obsession. For years he hunted the creature, the potential perfect addition to his collection.
But he owned the tourist attraction. He set it up himself, didn't he?
He did. It was just his way of forming a legal loophole. Since the area became protected, he and his friends were unable to come here for hunting anymore. Boggy's Bog was just a front for his own little game. A man pursuing a creature.
A creature that might not even exist.
And that's why Remington kept a rifle nearby at all times?
Well, he had plenty
Well,
of other
exactly. He didn't want to take any chances.
trophy room.
Now, don't you see? I did this place a service. Did Boggy a service. That creature, he can live in peace again.
Can he? You tried to frame him for murder. You wanted everyone to think he was some kind of ruthless predator?
Well, think about it. Once he became suspected of murder, they'd have no choice but to shut this whole place down.
And
Everyone
hunt him
would
down to
finally
protect other
realize
people.
they had no
Stupid.
business here.
No, when there's a dangerous creature, people tend to hunt it down.
But he's not a killer. You're the one who...
Detective,
You. It's...
it's finished. Well, don't be angry. You should be glad. It's finally time to leave the swamp. You have another job to do.
I don't know.
Not that it makes any difference to somebody like you, but I never intended to kill him. Just to scare him. Convince him Boggy wasn't going to let him live here in peace any longer. But, true to form, he had his rifle on him. You worked out the rest yourself.
Well, it does make a difference, but not so much that you get off. You still go to jail.
It makes a
murdery
difference.
murder pants.
Well, Mr. Everstone, I'm afraid you'll still have to come with us. Fortunately, there's a police station just a few miles down.
Hey, wait!
Uh-oh. He's making a break for it. Hey, that tree, I was never... It has eyes in it! Dun, dun, dun! Even when you frame him for murder and barge into his home, he doesn't kill you. He just throws you out on the ground. He's got chicken legs. Boggy has the most I am so sick of this crap expression on his face right now. Alright. Are you sure? Even if it's your hat, are you sure you
Looks
want to
like
take
you
something
solved
you
more
stole?
than one mystery tonight.
Detective Grimoire is over. And there's like less than 30 seconds of credits. So there's not really time for us to madness, but I will play something with more time on the timer soon. Alright. Yep, I'm not speeding this up. These credits are just whizzing by. There's only a few of them. Yep, there we go. Holy crap. It looks like I sped this up, but I did not. Alright, thank you everybody. Thank you very much. Good night. If you enjoyed, like, comment, and subscribe. Oop, hold on.
Well, what did they decide to do?
We had Mr. Everstone questioned. He was happy to tell us everything he knew. A number of rumors going around the department have been confirmed.
And Remington's office?
Searched down to the last detail. And well, we agree with you. But I know what you're thinking. I'd love to put an end to it, just the same as you. But there's always...
Are we going after them?
We'd better be.
Why does she get any say in this? Anyway, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, please like, comment, or subscribe. Or not. I'm not the boss of you. Good night.